News 4 Utah at 10 starts now.
I thought there was water leaking under the door, and I could smell a burnt plastic smell.
Fumes were so bad that 20 people had to go to the hospital.
Good evening. Our top story, a chemical leak at a dialysis center in Bountiful.
News 4 Utah's Christine Hill is live at the scene where the cleanup continues.
Christine, any idea what the chemical is?
Yes, we just got a name actually a short time ago. It's called natural light acidic base, and basically that's salt water with sugar and a little bit of natural acid used for dialysis. It's not considered dangerous. What happened here today is the chemical actually leaked out from the building. It hit the hot pavement and vaporized, and those vapors bothered people's respiratory systems, people nearby. Now, if you look behind me, the crews are still busy cleaning up the mess there. All that is actually crystallized salt. As it turns out, the threat was not as serious as first thought, but crews did what they had to do just in case.
Coughing, vomiting, headaches, and nausea. Those are all the symptoms 20 people suffered from this afternoon. Not to mention the fear of not knowing exactly what chemical they inhaled.
I guess the wind's blowing east, and so it picked up the smell, and we're just all sick and nauseous, and some of us are going to the hospital, and I'm one of them.
Really?
So,
does it make you nervous?
It does. Makes me really nervous.
Sanders and several others were at a window shop's grand opening right next door to the dialysis center. They started to feel sick and then noticed a liquid streaming from the center's door. Several other businesses in the area were also evacuated. All of the patients were taken to a medical command post set up in a parking lot a mile east of the spill. Here, 4 fire departments, 3 hazardous material teams, several police departments, and 2 ambulance services worked together. An inflatable tent became the decontamination chambers. One by one, they filed in.
What we're doing is taking the people's clothes off, putting them in pools, washing them down, using a mild solution, cleaning them off as a precaution, putting them in Tyvek suits. We'll transport them all to various hospitals.
Patients left the parking lot feeling very cold and very queasy.
Now, of the 20 people taken to the hospital, all but one man has been released. The one man will stay overnight because he still has an irritated throat. They just want to make sure he's okay.
Quite a grand opening for that window company.
It sure was, definitely.
Thank you, Christine. A bit of a surprise today from Salt Lake County Democrats. At the county convention, they nominated Paula Julander as their candidate for state senate in District 1. Now, here is the surprise. Julander bested former Salt Lake Mayor Ted Wilson. She won with 63% of the delegate votes.
I had a feeling that we had done a good job. We worked hard, but Ted had worked hard as well. So I was thinking good thoughts, and I'm excited to have the win.
Though disappointed with the loss, Wilson pledged his full support for Julander's candidacy.
Signs of support outside a West Valley gas station today. Picketers marched to say thank you to Phillips 66 for moving cigarettes behind the counter. These same people were here 10 days ago protesting the placement of candy and cigarettes side by side.
We're here to say thank you very much, and it works both ways. You know, we asked them to remove it. We need to thank them for doing so.
Protesters were concerned the cigarette placement encouraged kids to smoke. Peer pressure often lures teens into smoking, and that's the tool one teenage group is using to fight against it. Students from all over Utah learned how to apply positive peer pressure, helping their friends stay tobacco-free. It's called Teens as Teachers Training. Kids learn how to talk about the ill effects of tobacco, as well as some of the tricks used to market it. The concept of a smoke-free class by the year 2000 was started by former Surgeon General C. Everett Koop.
If you're in the south end of the valley, take a word of warning. Avoid I-15 until tomorrow afternoon. Right now, the northbound lanes of I-15 from 118th South to 53rd South are closing. Traffic being diverted either to State Street or Redwood Road. If you take State, you can get back on the freeway at 53rd South. Or if you take Redwood Road, you can get on 215 in Taylorsville. Either way, this stretch of I-15 will remain closed until noon tomorrow. Ready to give up on freeways? Well, how about a little walking for a good cause? This is the March of Dimes Walk America to fight birth defects. These walkers were in Sugar House Park. 6,500 people, though, signed up statewide. They round up pledges for donations from friends and coworkers who pay up according to distance walked. The March of Dimes has been doing this every year now for 28 years. Other Utahns tell we're playing a little Santa's helpers today. They were bringing Christmas in April to elderly Utahns.
There were hundreds of volunteers in just the Salt Lake Valley alone, and News 4 Utah's Heather Simonson shows us what they accomplished.
It's hard work, but volunteers do it willingly. They're making 34 homes safe again for the elderly who live in them, older Utahns who can't do the work for themselves. Widows like Marie Sanchez. They're fixing her bathroom and building a ramp for her wheelchair.
Well, that means a lot. I can go outside, and I could get to my car in the garage. And they really fixed it nice. It really looks nice, 100% better.
There's a lot of satisfaction that comes from knowing that everyone in this community belongs together and that each of us have opportunities to serve.
They're re-shingling the roof of Isaac and Marjorie Herrera's home. Isaac is 87 years old and is now in a wheelchair. To them, this is a great gift.
It's wonderful. There's still good people left in the world.
A team of volunteers have been working on this 140-year-old home for over a week now, making major improvements for the widower who lives here.
When we first came in here a week ago, I mean, it was just, there were big holes in the walls and a lot of plaster work had to be done, and we really worked really hard.
Hard work that won't be forgotten by these elderly homeowners who say the kindness of strangers lifts their spirits and makes home a good place to be. Heather Simonson, News 4 Utah.
Experts say the volunteers' work will help many elderly residents live longer and happier lives. It was a night for the rich and famous at the nation's capital.
But guess who stole the show? We'll have that story coming up in just 2 minutes.
First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton faces more tough questions from Whitewater investigators.
And he lived with only the bare essentials until investigators checked out his fridge. We'll tell you what they found.
Since Excedrin's the headache medicine, it was tested on one of the toughest types of headaches, migraines. The clinical tests proved Excedrin's formula relieves migraine headache pain. And to better help migraine sufferers, the FDA worked with Excedrin to develop an additional package with specific information about migraines. So next to Excedrin, there's a new package. Same proven formula called Excedrin Migraine. Excedrin Migraine, the only non-prescription medicine approved for migraine pain relief.
Bob, you're restocking housewares. Surely you're on register 8, you in the yellow. You know what to do.
We're rolling back prices all over the store to save you even more. Always low prices, always Walmart.
Everybody's talking about Willie's One Fair Price.
I think it saves a lot of time because, usually in the long run you want to know what's the real price. What are you going to sell me this car for?
It's the first place I've ever been to where I feel like I got a really good deal, where I left thinking maybe I got the best of the deal.
The price at Willie is as fair as you can get. You can't get fairer than Willie.
No hassle buying with One Fair Price from Willie Ford Honda in Bountiful.
Mantis GM in Tooele is what you might call a rare species, unique, a bird of its own feather. Where else in Utah can you find every line of GM car and truck all at one dealership? And what's more, Mantis is only a few miles from Salt Lake. As the crow flies, Mantis GM in Tooele, only every GM known to man. And you thought it wasn't worth the drive.
You're watching Brent Hunsaker and Barbara Smith on News 4 Utah, making sense of a changing Utah.
Paula Jones stole the show at tonight's White House Correspondents' Dinner. The dinner is attended by the stars of both Washington and Hollywood. But Jones got the screams and the attention as she arrived, and once inside, she was besieged for pictures and autographs. Jones was at the dinner as the guest of Inside Magazine. President Clinton was also at the same dinner, but he and Paula never came close. He sat at the head table and spoke far away from Jones, who was in the back of the hall. Hillary Clinton, as you also saw, was at the dinner, perhaps hoping for a bit of relaxation after 5 hours of questioning from White House prosecutors.
And that tops national headlines. Sources say the questions focused on Mrs. Clinton's legal work for the now failed Madison Savings and Loan, owned by her Whitewater business partners. The grand jury used to gather that information for the past 2 years will expire in 2 weeks, so it was urgent today. This marks the 6th time that Hillary has been questioned in the matter.
A science teacher is dead, and a 14-year-old is charged as an adult for his murder. 8th graders at Park Middle School in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania were having their graduation dinner last night when the boy opened fire. The teacher was shot point blank in the head. The shooter appeared to be laughing as he was taken away by police.
An 82-year-old Florida man died with $1 million in his fridge. This miser lived with only the bare essentials. He had no running water and no telephone. The money was in stocks, bonds, CDs, and cold, hard cash. Neighbors say he was very happy, living a very simple existence.
High-speed chase in Ohio. The suspect shot a police officer in a standoff. The chase ended when the car crashed at an intersection in downtown Cincinnati. Officers then broke into the window of the car and, with guns drawn, pulled out the suspect.
A BYU graduate is one of 2 remaining U.S. hostages freed by leftist rebels in Colombia this morning. The 2 men say they were scared but never mistreated by their captors. Todd Mark and Peter Chen were among a group of bird watchers touring South America. They were seized at a roadblock and accused of being U.S. agents. They are said to be in good health and are now at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. They were held captive for 32 days.
From India to Utah, all in the name of peace.
Coming up next, we'll explain how the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi is planting seeds of peace right here in Utah.
Thinking of building a house or remodeling? Think Anderson Lumber. No one supplies more homes in the state than Anderson Lumber. We have a separate contractor counter for home builders. We have experts to walk you through your home or remodel plans, provide free estimates, and line up a list of qualified contractors. And Anderson has the best home building products. Check out our great selection and pricing on Design House Lighting. Design House Lighting, better by design. If you're thinking of building or remodeling, ask for the building specialist at Anderson Lumber.
You'll want to get up early for this. It's the Log Home and Timber Frame Expo, April 30th through May 3rd at the Salt Palace.
Experience the warmth and natural beauty of log homes, timber frame design, kitchen and bath ideas, and unique log furniture and accessories.
Experience it all at the Log Home and Timber Frame Expo. See you there.
Every day it happens. Before the sun signals the start of another day, the people at Smith's are underway with a fresh start to everything we do. From our farm fresh produce to the freshest cuts of meat, including our Chef's Choice Angus beef, to our thousands of Fresh Values discounts. At Smith's, it's all about freshness and a fresh approach to shopping.
Even more of what you're looking for. Smith's, a fresh approach.
Once again, our $10,000 question: who shot Alexander Hamilton?
Aaron Burr. Huh. It's Aaron Burr. $10,000!
Choose the wrong digital service? With AirTouch Digital, you get coverage you can count on.
Was it Aaron Burr?
Who knows?
We have a winner!
It could change your life. AirTouch.
I love my phone.
Sign up with AirTouch and get a power band digital phone for only $199.
Presenting ready-to-assemble furniture from Shopko. Because you shouldn't have to take out another mortgage on your home just so you can furnish it.
What if we told you that Shopko had an entire section devoted to bath and body products?
Get out of here.
It's true.
No, really. Get out of here.
For Utah Weather is brought to you by Standard Optical, featuring AccuView contact lenses, now with built-in UV protection.
Weather coming up in just 1 second, but first a plea for peace in Salt Lake today from the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi.
Arun Gandhi was in town today as part of his national movement for a season of nonviolence. Gandhi and area children planted a tree symbolizing peace. He told them to follow his grandfather's nonviolent example and encourage them to become involved in their community.
True peace will come only when we begin to share responsibly the same way as the trees share with us.
Gandhi has set up task forces in 120 U.S. cities and 10 countries to stop violence.
Dan's got his voice back on the weather porch, and forecast that is looking pretty good.
It's looking great for tomorrow. The only problem is tonight we have a few showers lingering. We'll show them to you on radar in a moment. Right now, though, partly cloudy on the weather porch, 48 degrees, west wind 14. Feels like about 37, and the UV index today, 6.2 at 12:54 p.m. this afternoon. Let's look at the almanac. Today's high temperature, 10 degrees below normal, 54. The normal is 64. The record is 84. The sunrise 6:33 and the sunset at 8:18. High and low temperatures today and precipitation amounts pretty substantial. 0.4 of an inch in Logan. Alta picked up an inch. Bryan had 5 inches of snow. Nephi 1/4 of an inch. Also Santaquin reported 1/4 of an inch. Little rain at Fillmore and St. George. 63 for a high, but 21/100 of an inch of rain reported by Donna Ted. Now this is what it looked like in St. George. This is a picture off the internet. We're looking to the southwest, and this was about 5 p.m. So after the showers went by, that's when it warmed up. Here's Moab this afternoon. See that rain that was falling in the area? Actually, this is Canyonlands National Park near Moab. This is Sundance looking down towards Utah Lake. You can see a lot of clouds in this area. There's Utah Lake, Provo Canyon. Let's go over to Alta and see what it looked like down the canyon. Clouds mixed with sun, and we had an inch of snow out there. And this evening, the sun setting over Wendover as clouds remained. All right, we take it to the national picture. Big cold front, showers, thunderstorms, and wet weather. Well, that cold front is the same one that hit us the other day, and here's the one that's getting us today. Still raining around Nashville. We've got some showers near Minneapolis. Some of these thunder showers are producing some heavy rain. Out west around Denver, Colorado, raining tonight. This is a very strong cold front bringing brisk winds, showers and thunderstorms even near Phoenix. But here's the good news. See the edge of these showers right here? Notice how nice it is in LA, how nice it is around the west coast. This up here just sort of grazing northern Utah tonight. So things are improving for us. But as we put the satellite picture into motion, this is what you're going to see is the storm systems seem to have a lot of energy here in the southern part of Nevada, southern Utah, eastern Utah tonight, but improving weather up here across Oregon and Washington, bringing northern Utah into a fair weather pattern. But again, the south and the east getting showers and thunderstorms tonight, and these showers are fairly intense around the Moab area tonight, also in the LaSalle's. Let's move in and look at Doppler radar. All right, notice how white these clouds are. The radar showing the showers, some of them fairly heavy around Kanab this evening, showers and thunder showers around Moab, and they're continuing in this zone here. Also, some showers developing across extreme northern Utah. Let's look at Moab Doppler radar out there around Grand Junction. Showers right there near Green River. Showers seem to be hovering here and going to stay all night long. In the north, we have a little band of showers that's moving off the Great Salt Lake near Tooele. Even some areas of light to moderate precipitation. Let's look a little closer here near the Tooele area. So showers in this zone tonight will probably be decreasing shortly. So clearing skies except for those showers around Moab. Chance for showers in the south and the east tonight. Tomorrow, though, improving statewide with showers lingering in eastern Utah. Northern Utah, sunshine and temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. So a pretty good day. Breezy north winds, though, tomorrow 10 to 20 miles per hour will make those 50s feel a little bit cooler. A warming trend across the south. Lots of sunshine and back to the 80s. In northern Utah, 50s, 60s, and 70s. No precipitation during the next 5 days, but the 6 to 10 day forecast says bring a few showers in next weekend, but it'll stay warm. Temperatures between 70 and 80, which isn't too bad. And that's weather.
Thank you, Dan. I'm convinced spring is finally here to stay.
I think it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, coming up tomorrow night, right here on 4 Utah, beginning at 8, it's Ron Howard's Apollo 13. And immediately following the movie, learn how Utahns contributed to that mission and also to the entire space program. You'll hear from someone who was, in fact, working at NASA during the Apollo crisis. Veteran astronaut Robert Critton remembers April of 1970.
We're all very much concerned. It was perhaps one of the more heroic efforts by NASA to turn something that could have been a real big negative into what I think was a positive.
Also tomorrow night, Crippen will talk about the future, what's on the horizon for America's space program, He's got the answers, and that's tomorrow night on News 4 Utah at 10.
And tonight the Jazz are still battling, but they look a lot more like the team we're used to seeing.
Can you say revenge? Possibly, yeah. Coming up in sports, the Jazz are looking for a little redemption down at the Delta Center tonight. We'll have a live report and the rest of the sports right after this.
You'll want to get up early for this. It's the Log Home and Timber Frame Expo, April 30th through May 3rd at the Salt Palace.
Experience the warmth and natural beauty of log homes, timber frame design, kitchen and bath ideas, and unique log furniture and accessories, all under one roof for 4 big days.
Attend free daily seminars and enter to win a $1,500 gift certificate from Sutherland's. $2 discount coupons are available at Granite Furniture, Sutherland's, and the Sportsman Warehouse.
Experience it all at the Log Home and Timber Frame Expo. See you there.
Margaret White on carpet and why she cleans it with Stanley Steamer.
I have 2 careers. One's at the office, the other starts the minute I get home. So I need a carpet cleaner that knows that my time's worth far more than money.
Some carpet cleaners keep you waiting, but Stanley Steamer schedules arrival times at your convenience. They're on time, and they're a pleasure to have in your home.
Stanley Steamer makes you feel right at home.
Call today for this great special, only from Stanley Steamer.
Well, but ain't Mr. Outback.
G'day.
I heard you been saying nasty things about my Explorer.
Nah. All I said was my Outback here has better braking, quicker acceleration, and better gas mileage. But look on the bright side. You did pay a whole lot more.
That's right. I did.
Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
This is grueling.
Punishing.
I'm at my limit.
Pace is brutal.
Oh, yeah.
What a workout.
There's no relief.
Hunger for fitness knows no bounds. Those ready yet? Jenny O, the Fitness Franks.
They look great.
Not an ounce of fat on them. I can't think of a better way to get in shape. Or a tastier one.
How do you do it?
Sheer effort. Don't forget form.
Oh, yeah.
A little different, a little better. Jenny O.
Swashbuckling adventure comes to the City Rep Family Theater stage in the French classic The Three Musketeers, now through June 13th.
Now, News 4 Utah Sports with Dan Debenham.
All right, let's think about this for a moment, all right? How many cliches can you think of in describing tonight's matchup between the Jazz and the Rockets? All right, let's go over them. There's do or die, a must-win situation, put up or shut up, now or never. You basically get the picture. Wesley Ruff joins us now from the Delta Center. And Wes, a little different picture tonight, huh?
I have a little trouble hearing you down here, Dan. The crowd has just erupted as the Utah Jazz have opened up a 16-point lead now. It's a great contest. Jazz are playing much better than they did in Game 1. Let's show you some of the highlights, show you how things have gone. In the first quarter, Greg Foster came out and played well. Nice drive there, takes it to the hoop strong. He had 6 points in the first quarter. The Jazz running a lot more in Game 2 than they did in Game 1. Fast break here, Malone on the business end of the break. He scores, putting the Jazz up. Then watch here. Hornacek with a nice drive, takes it to the hole. He had a big first quarter, 9 points. Jazz a lot more active on the defensive end. They get the steal here. Turnover. Heisley pushes it up. Hornacek stops. The three-pointer drops. Utah leading by 10 at the end of the first quarter. The halftime lead was down to 5. Right now, the Jazz have pushed it up to a 16-point lead, 63-47, with about 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter, Dan.
I hear you, Wesley, but I understand you're having a tough time hearing me.
I got you. I can hear you.
Oh, good. Well, then great. You know, I was down there for the first quarter. An electric crowd. How much do you think the crowd was a factor or continues to be a factor in tonight's game versus Wednesday's?
The crowd was a huge factor. The Jazz needed to come out with intensity and establish the crowd, got them into it. As you remember in Game 1, Houston took the crowd out of it right from the get-go until that big fourth quarter rally, but that was a case of too little, too late. Tonight, the crowd has been into it right from the start.
Yeah, and Wesley, a very different game is being called by the officials as well. I think a tighter game.
A much tighter game, and the Rockets are the team that's complaining to the officials in this game. In Game 1, it was the Jazz doing all the complaining. Today, it's the Rockets.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the game, Wesley. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Phoenix-San Antonio series has plenty of interest for the Jazz as well, at least Jazz fans. The Suns surprised plenty of teams during the regular season, but it was San Antonio shocking Phoenix at home in Game 1. The Suns were having none of that today, however. Check out Rex Chapman in the third quarter with the sweet alley-oop up to Antonio McDyess. Suns led by as much as 14, but David Robinson's been in the league a while. He helps bring his team back with the bucket and the foul. Different spot this time, same result, the hoop and the harm. Teammate Tim Duncan pulls him within 2 with this little turnaround, but with 12.9 seconds to play, Rex Chapman makes 1 of 2 from the line. That would be enough as the Suns burn San Antonio by a final count of 101-108. The best-of-5 series is all tied up and resumes in San Antonio Monday night. In Indiana, the Pacers were looking to take a 2-games-to-none lead over the Cavs. Cleveland came out strong, though. Watch Anderson as he drives hard to the hoop and gets it to go. Cavs had a 15-point lead in this one, but Jalen Rose scored 17 points off the bench for the Pacers to help mount the comeback. The former Fab Five was fabulous. Reggie Miller was getting into the act as well. Miller lit it up from outside, and Cleveland coach Mike Fratello is understandably a bit concerned. Mark Jackson only makes it worse. The great look down low to Dale Davis. The Pacers were partying as they take a 2-games-to-none lead, winning at 92-86. Indiana can deliver the knockout punch Monday night in Cleveland. One other game today, the Hornets were at home against the Hawks. Anthony Mason gets Charlotte on the board with the spin and the jam. Steve Smith has the answer in Dikembe Mutombo for the kiss off the glass. David Wesley can't get it to go, but Vlade Divac can. Divac! Boom! And then it's more Mason. He spins again and dunks again. This guy's good. Alan Henderson helps the Hawks cause with the tip-in off the miss. But Charlotte has the quick hands on D right here. And then watch Del Curry. Curry with the sweet pass to David Wesley. Wesley drops it home. And the Hornets take a 2-game lead as they wind up winning it by 7, 92-85. The Utah Grizzlies were facing elimination in their IHL playoff series with the Kansas City Blades tonight. In KC, the bottom line, either Salt Lake lit the lamp more than the Blades or the Grizz were going golfing. Well, guess what? They better get their tee times ready because the Grizz get bounced 4-3 in overtime, game, set, and match. All right, time for us to take a quick break, but when we come back, the Buzz are back in the hive and some amazing shots from the PGA Tour. You got to see these.
Sports cars are tested on the high-speed straightaways of the German Autobahn. On the high-banked curves of an oval racetrack. Yeah, we get bored with that. The new 205 horsepower Isuzu Amigo. It leaves sports cars in the dust, literally.
Sunday on News 4 Utah at 10, right after Apollo 13.
Houston, we have a problem.
The thrill, the fear, the tension.
My heart rate got up to about 120 at the time.
Meet a veteran astronaut who knows the thrill of flying into space and leaving Earth behind.
It's a thrill, one that I had an opportunity to do 4 times and would probably do it 400 if things would allow.
Touch the stars with News 4 Utah, Sunday at 10, right after Apollo 13.
What's all the excitement about at Sears?
It's Maytag.
Maytag is now available at all Sears stores. See the Maytag washer that really gets out stains. The Maytag dishwasher that virtually eliminates pre-washing. The Maytag range that bakes evenly. The Maytag refrigerator that keeps food fresh. Use your Sears card by April 25th and get 0% financing until October 98 on all Maytag appliances over $399. Maytag and Sears.
Together at last. Do you have enough hours that are yours? Are you spending enough time with your family? Are you prepared for your next class reunion? Have you taken that trip yet? Are you getting all you can out of life? Do you have that little extra that would make a big difference? Don't you get tired of saying no?
It's awesome. It's cool. Very cool.
You have the power to be whatever you want to be. Set goals. Be a 4 Utah goal-getter.
Ford claimed Expedition is biggest in its class because Chevy Suburban is so large. It's in a class of its own. We couldn't have said it better ourselves. Chevy Suburban is the largest, most powerful sport utility vehicle on the face of the planet.
Welcome back. And that's what Buzz baseball fans were saying tonight as their team was finally back out at Franklin Quest Field. The Buzz were back after a 10-day road trip. Now let's go ahead and pick it up in the 4th inning. Tucson already up 2-0, and with the bases juiced, Edwin Diaz hits the gap, and that's not good. That clears the bases, but Diaz gets gunned down at 3rd. So the Sidewinders go up 5-0 and continue to pour it on. They add another here with the opposite field shot. The Buzz are getting burned. The one bright spot for Salt Lake, Corey Koski. Koski drills this one to the opposite field. That is a home run, but the Buzz dropped to 6-8 on the season as they dropped this one by a bunch. 15-1 was the final. All right, in the bigs, the American League had a great game going on in Baltimore. The O's were hosting the A's in the battle of who has the better letter. Ricky Henderson takes Jimmy Key deep, and that is going, gone. Nope. B.J. Surhoff with the superb glove. Henderson is denied. Baltimore at the plate now. Jeffrey Hammonds with the bloop into left center, and Ricky returns the favor. Nice catch. You can apparently count on Cal Ripken to break a scoreless tie. Bottom of the 6th, 2-run score off the bloop, and Baltimore goes on to beat up Oakland. 8-2 was the final in this one. Let's go ahead and check out the American League scoreboard. Minnesota and Seattle all over. Actually, we've updated that. Minnesota is leading this one 8-2 in the 9th. Boston gets by Cleveland. New York nips Detroit. Anaheim, that would be, beats up Tampa Bay. Chicago is 7 runs better than Toronto, and in the Lone Star State, the Rangers are leading the Royals 11-8 in the 7th. National League now. The Mets hosting the Reds. Golden Glove winner Ray Ordonez received his award from last season. Then he showed everyone why he was worthy of it. Larkin, watch it again. Larkin gets the rip up the middle. Baerga bobbles it, but there's Ordonez with the pickup, and he gets the force out. Cincinnati gets on the board in the 2nd. This is Steins. Steins punches it through the hole to right. 1-run scores, and that makes it 1-0, and that was all they needed as the Reds wind up blanking the Mets. 2-0 is the final. Looking at the NL board then, it was the Giants over the Brewers. Houston and Arizona win by identical scores. St. Louis beats Philly by 3. The Rockies rock Atlanta. And out west, it's Chicago leading in the 6th, and Pittsburgh and San Diego are all tied up. You know, the NASCAR circuit had a pit stop in Talladega today for the Talladega 300. 6th lap into this thing, and all heck breaks loose. So does the windshield of the car driven by Stanton Barrett. Now, the glass landed in the stands, injuring 4 fans, and car after car, as you can see, collides with Barrett, who, believe it or not, was okay in that one. And, oh, by the way, Joe Nemechek won the race. Different sport now. And while there were no life-threatening moments at the Greater Greensboro Open on the PGA Tour, there were some great highlights. A gorgeous day greeted the golfers out on the East Coast. Scott Verplank certainly loved it. From 85 yards out, Scott puts it close. Yes, Verplank gets it to go Verplunk for the eagle. Then it's Tom Kite for birdie at 18. And this one is about as close as you can get without it going in the hole. But wait, his playing partner comes up, points, shoots the ball right into the hole. He gets his eagle. Can you believe that? Kendall, Verplank, and Bob Estes are all share the lead right now at 12 under as they go into the final round tomorrow. I have never seen that happen, where a guy walks up and shoots the ball into the hole.
I wonder what caliber finger he has.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
We'll be back in a sec.
News 4 Utah Sports is brought to you by your Utah Dodge dealer, setting the standard in product quality and customer service.
What do you get when you add up all Dodge Neon's horsepower plus all of its interior room, both of which are greater than you'll find here, then subtract a hefty $1,500 cash back? Hit total, and Neon is yours for under $10,400. Or instead of cash back, choose low 1.9 financing, do a little multiplication. Look what you can save over 60 months. And as they say, the numbers speak for themselves. See your Utah Dodge dealer.
Hello, I'm Bob Emmett, president of Cigna Healthcare of Utah. Each year, the March of Dimes provides vital medical support to thousands of premature and underdeveloped babies. With the aid of a treatment developed by the March of Dimes and provided through Cigna Healthcare, Jacob Fox of Salt Lake City was cured of respiratory problems that afflicted him when he was born 2 months premature. Through your personal and employer support in the March of Dimes annual fund drive, you can give kids like Jacob the help they vitally need. Pick up Walk America sponsor forms today. Get involved, and on April 25th, please join us for Walk America. Walk for someone you love.
You'll want to get up early for this. It's the Log Home and Timber Frame Expo, April 30th through May 3rd at the Salt Palace.
Experience the warmth and natural beauty of log homes, timber frame design, kitchen and bath ideas, and unique log furniture and accessories.
Experience it all at the Log Home and Timber Frame Expo. See you there.
Rock 99 is world-class rock for Utah. We'll fight to prove it.
Rock 99, world-class rock.
Listen, or you will die.
I've always had a thing for the outdoors. So I jumped at the chance to help Walmart's environmental program adopt a section of the San Marcos River. Our job is to keep it clean and make sure it stays a safe place for our kids, and even their kids. But it's even more important than that, because it's not only our playground, it's also home to several endangered animals and plants. That's why Walmart's been involved with the environment for years, because we live here too. And we believe good works.
Closed captioning brought to you by Men Love Dodge Toyota with 100 quad cabs to choose from at the lowest prices ever.
This Sunday on Utah 98, it is that huggable bunch, the Vanoker Group.
Republican Party's slip is showing in the state of Utah because the people at the center don't want to let the people on the far right talk because it could embarrass them.
That's the Vanoker Group with politics and other indoor sports tomorrow morning at 9:30 on Utah 98.
From all of us here at News 4 Utah, thanks for making us a part of your night.
We'll be back here tomorrow at 5:30 and 10 o'clock. Hope to see you then.
It's time for Buzzball. Brought to you by Taco Time, more taste for your peso. By your Utah Dodge dealers, setting the standard in product quality and customer service. Chili's, the best grilled burgers, fajitas, and ribs in town. By your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers. And by Hage's Mattress Factory. Buy direct from the factory and save.
Oh, man, what a gorgeous day here at Franklin Quest Field. Too bad the Buzz have been on the road for the past 10 days. They would have loved this weather. I'll tell you, this week on Buzzball, we've got plenty for you. Once again, Al Newman's tip of the week. We've got in Klauke's corner one of the new guys on the mound for the Buzz. That's Ben Sampson. And that'll be interesting because those of you who are following the Buzz right now know they're a little bit weak on the mound. We'll see if Benj might be able to help them out. Also, the ever-popular fans in the stands, that and so much more. So stay with us because it's all coming up on Buzzball this week. I'm Dan Debenham. We begin with our highlights of the week, and we have to go north of the border, eh? Our highlights of the week come from Vancouver, where the Buzz unfortunately did not fare all that well. Leading in the 8th until Jovino Caraval scorches the double to left center field. Justin Bauman comes around to score. They're all tied up at 2. Kevin Omi is on the mound for the Buzz, and it's Chris Pritchard at the plate. He slaps the base hit. Caraval races around third and puts Vancouver up 3-2. More of the Canadiens. Reggie Williams gets into the act. That's a single to left. Troy Neal, the former Oakland A, now playing for Vancouver, comes in to score to give his team the 4-2 lead. Fausto Cruz completes the 5-run uprising. It's a 2-run double. Canadiens go on to the 6-2 win. Salt Lake City continues to try to figure out how to stop the offensive onslaught of their opponents. And those are your highlights of the week. All right, that takes care of the highlights. The boys are back in town for the next couple of weeks, and that's good news. We'll show you their calendar in just a bit. Oh, by the way, did you notice my tie? You know it's Buzzball because I have my baseball tie on right here. All right, the Buzz are struggling right now to stay right at about 500, and that's a bit of a surprise because coming into the season, the talk was about how much experience they had, and they do have it, including Major League experience. We sat down and talked with Phil Roof about two of the guys that bring so much talent to the table. The quest to reach the big leagues. It's what every ball player dreams about. AAA ball is all about making the transition to the major league level. In fact, the Buzz have 7 players on their roster this season who have reached the show, including Scott Stahoviak and Ricky Bones. That tremendous amount of experience not only helps the team put up W's, it inspires the young ones.
Well, the leadership is important because they've experienced a lot at the major league level. Scotty's got 3 years up there or more. Ricky Bones has over 6 years up there. And they've been in some of those tight games where there's 40, 50,000 people there, and they've weathered that storm, and they know what it takes to get through a ball game, whether it's a 2-run game or a 1-run game. And for those guys on our ball club, it's a tremendous amount of experience that they're bringing with us, and stability and calmness, and they can relay that on to our players, and it just makes a whole big difference.
Now, for guys like Stahoviak and Bones, while they are happy to be with the Buzz, they'd ultimately like to don a Twins uniform before the year is out.
You know, I'd be lying if I didn't say it was a little disappointing, you know, but, you know, I have myself to blame. I had a pretty bad year last year, and, you know, so I'm looking forward to getting down here and improving on some things, getting together with the coaches down here, and you know, just to try and improve my whole game and then somehow get back up there.
It's kind of a step back, but, you know, everything I can do to help myself and help my career, that's what I'm going to do.
These two know what it takes to get back to where they once were, and they plan on making specific improvements while playing here at the AAA level.
I guess it's more confidence than anything else. Yeah. Just throw the ball over the plate, work ahead in the count, mix everything, you know, my fastball with my changeup, my curveball.
If I had to pick one specific, I guess I'd say hitting. You know, really work on being a little more consistent. Stay away from the ups and downs and the slumps during the season, and try to become a little bit more of a consistent hitter throughout the whole year.
Scott and Ricky will be counted on for more than just their numbers. Coach Roof also expects them to throw in their seasoned advice whenever needed.
I would hope that they would voice their opinion. I would hope that they would pick something out or see something and walk over and put their arm around the young kid and say, hey, I've made that same mistake before. Don't worry about it. Just don't make that mistake again. Here's how you get around that.
Well, who knows? Maybe the sky is the limit for the Buzz this year. Get it? We were taking a shot of the sky, and we said the sky's the. Okay, time for us to take a break, but a little reminder, when we come back, we'll answer your questions. It's the ever-popular segment, The Fans in the Stands. We got some good questions this week. And as we go to break, here's Jim Gorman with this week's Rocky Mountain Chevy Trivia Question.
Here's this week's Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers Buzz Trivia Question. Who hit the first home run ever for the Buzz at Franklin Quest Field? Stay tuned. We'll have the answer a little later on in the show.
Frankly, I'm sick of there being only one right answer. That's why I love Arby's Mix and Match 5 for $5.95. No pressure. You mix and match any 5. 3 regular roast beef and 2 beef and cheddars? Sure. 2 regulars and 3 beef and cheddars? Why not? 4 and 1, 1 and 4, whatever. There is no incorrect response. You can't lose this game.
You can go anywhere and get filled up, but you can only get the Mix and Match any 5 for $5.95 deal at Arby's.
Hey, Antoine, have you seen the new equipment at Upper Limit?
No, Hot Rod. Let's check it out.
Just arrived, the next generation of fitness equipment. We're spring cleaning now to make room. Save on the StarTrack treadmill, rated best by 3 years running. StarTrack has the most advanced performance options ever seen in a home-use treadmill. And try the Parabody Multi-Station Gym, Consumer Digest #1 Best Buy.
Upper Limit, Utah's largest fitness store.
Well, the big dog shop.
In Salt Lake and Orem.
There's only one thing this bad boy can't leave behind.
Positively ends tomorrow. Midnight Madness means...
Look, you never get what you want from all that blah, blah, blah. You get it at your Pontiac dealer. They're closer than you think. Check this out.
Just announced 1.9% APR GMAC financing or $2,000 cashback on Grand Am. 1.9 financing or $2,000 cashback. That makes now the best time to buy. See your Utah Pontiac dealers.
What are you talking about? Of course it's my car.
We finally got call waiting from US West because now call waiting comes with long distance alert. So when I'm on the phone, it not only lets me know when a call comes in, but a special beep lets me know when it's a long distance call. So I can decide if I want to politely interrupt the call that I'm on. It even works with a special ring when I'm not on the phone. Oh, excuse me, I need to get this.
Call 1-800-4ANSWERS for free activation. And if you've already got call waiting, we'll add long distance alert free. US West. Life's better here.
Hey, welcome back to Buzzball. A beautiful day, as we said, here at Franklin Quest Field, and this is a great place to watch a ball game. Of course, there's no game happening right now. The Buzz are just getting warmed up for the big series that they have this coming week, which leads me to a funny question. I know why I'm here, because I'm hosting the show, but why is this guy here? Actually, this is the Bob Uecker seat. I should point that out. It's the last seat in the house. This is, let me see, Section A, row 20, seat 11. It's like the single guy seat. And this is Paul. Now, Paul, you know there's not a game going on.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. What are you doing here?
I'm the fan in the stands.
Oh, you want to be a fan in the stand? Okay, that's one of our most popular segments here on Buzzball. Now, we already have this week's fans in the stands. How about next week? That'll work?
That'll be just great.
Great, super. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the fans in the stands.
My name is Brandon McAllister. I'm from Bountiful City, Utah, and I wanted to know why they call number 10 short stuff.
I don't know where you get your information from, but no one called me short stuff. No one.
Short stuff?
Oh, hey.
My name's Steve Gardner from Salt Lake City. I was just wondering how come Frank Layden's not coming out and singing in the 7th inning stretch anymore.
Well, Steve, let's put it this way, for a couple of reasons. You know, we're very busy now with the playoffs coming, and so I have some conflicts. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize it, but I do have a job, and I've got to take care of that. But as soon as the weather warms up a little bit, and the Jazz have safely secured a World Championship, then I will be back on the dugout singing once again. And as one guy told me, he said, Frank, we heard you sing. Don't give up your day job.
Okay, my name's Jirok from Salt Lake City. Last year, they had some great promotions here at Franklin Quest Field, and I was wondering if they were running any this year.
Hi, Jirok. I'm Rob White, Assistant General Manager for the Salt Lake Buzz, and we do have some promotions coming up. Every Monday night, of course, this season is FM 100's ECMI Family Night, where $10 gets mom, dad, and all the kids living at home into the General Reserve section. Also, we have Nally's Harmon's 2 for Tuesdays, which is 2 for 1 night. And go to Harmon's, buy Nally's product, and you get a coupon for a 2 for 1 ticket. Also, so throughout the summer, we'll have 2 fireworks shows, one on the 24th and one on the 4th of July. And plus, we'll have the Blues Brothers coming in, Sport coming in, which is an act that used to be the Philly Fanatic, and also Team Zulu, Dog Act.
So you see, this fans in the stands thing is pretty simple. You ask the question, we'll have the answer. And if you have a question for any Buzzball player, just look for our Channel 4 microphone flag. We're here at each and every home game at the Hive. We'll have the answer for you on an upcoming show. Upcoming on this show right now, where are they now? It's the question that is asked, and we try to do the research and find out where a former Buzz player is wound up. Maybe they're out of baseball completely, but not this week. This week we head back to the Big Apple. The obvious goal of every ball player is to make it to the bigs. Former Buzz player Rich Becker is one of those that has beaten the odds. Becker roamed the outfield for the Buzz for 2 seasons, back in '94 and '95. This season, he started for the New York Mets. While with Salt Lake, Becker batted .314, drove in 66 runs, and with his speed, had no problem hitting 28 doubles. Still, it's a big jump from AAA to the majors, where Becker is struggling a bit at the plate, batting .205 in 17 games so far this season. He has had his moments, though. How about hitting the game winner for his club on this day? Will he stick with the Mets? Who knows? But one thing's for sure. For now, Rich Becker is where every ball player dreams of being, under the bright lights, in the bigs. All Rich has got to do is work on that batting average just a bit, get used to that big league pitching, and I'll bet you he stays on with some major league team, maybe even the Mets. Good luck to him. All right, time for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll check out the Buzz Player of the Week. But right now, as we go to that break, here is Who's in Fuego. That means who's hot.
It's out there, in the dark, waiting, watching. A silent predator preparing to strike. Shift into high gear with a top-secret task force.
This car, like nothing I've ever seen.
Go, go! Police, hold it!
Unleash the excitement as high-velocity action explodes. The future of crime fighting is here. Viper.
This is Cavalier, Chevy's best-selling, most reliable small car. And it's got some exciting new instant options. You can lease Cavalier for as low as $177 a month in an instant. Or qualify for 1.9% GMAC financing and save hundreds in an instant. Or get $1,000 cash back to use however you want in an instant. When it comes to options, your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealer has them all. But you better act instantly. Supplies are limited.
Sing too when you try Chili's Ranch and Filet, a beautifully carved 8-ounce tenderloin, slow grilled to perfection and placed on awesome blossom strings. Served with skillet potato cakes and grilled veggies, only at Chili's.
Do you care if your mattress and box spring match? No, nobody looks under the sheets. We must sell all mismatched, slightly damaged, one-of-a-kind mattress sets. Twin set, $99. Extra firm queen or full, $145. King set, $325. Pillow top, full queen or king, any size, $184. Save hundreds of dollars on Hager's mattresses. Why? Because they don't match.
Hager's Mattress Factory.
Here's the answer to this week's Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers Buzz trivia question. Who hit the first home run ever for the Buzz at Franklin Quest Field? The answer? Former designated hitter Bernardo Brito on 4/13/94. Now write that answer down and send it to Buzzball, 1760 Fremont Drive, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84104. And we'll enter your name in the drawing to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game at the Hive.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. As near as I can figure it, this is probably as close as I'll ever come to being affiliated with professional baseball. I'm standing on top of the Buzz dugout here along the first base line. All right, I got a question for you. Who do you think has had the greatest impact this week for the Buzz? Don't know the answer? That's all right. That's why we're here. We document these things for you and present them to you as the Player of the Week. Buzz first baseman Chad Rupp knows how to rip a baseball. Last year, he hit a single-season record 32 home runs for Salt Lake. While on the road at Tacoma and Vancouver this past week, Chad went 3 for 15, including a double, yes, a home run, and 1 run batted in. Chad Rupp, our Buzz Player of the Week. So that's this week's Player of the Week. Now, one of these weeks, you can be guaranteed that the Player of the Week is going to be right here, behind the plate. The catcher is obviously crucial to the game of baseball, and this week, Al Newman, who's a coach for the Buzz, continues our two-part series on his Tip of the Week with Jeff Horn, one of the Buzz catchers.
We're back with part 2 of our catching phase. Last week, Jeff Horn covered pitch location and also how to block balls in the dirt. This week, Jeff is going to talk about relaying signals to a pitcher and blocking the signs from the third base coach. He also will cover receiving throws from the outfield with bang-bang plays at the plate.
Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit more about giving a sign and hiding the sign from the third base coach and from the first base runner, as well as setting up and giving a nice proper target. So what you need to do is you need to get down your crotch, and what you can do with your glove is bury it on your knee right here, and you can either go off to the side or straight down. But what you want to do this for is so that the third base coach can't pick up your signs to your pitcher and relay them back to the hitter so they know what's coming. Also, if there's a runner on first, what they'll try to do as a good base runner is try to peek inside to see if they can pick up a sign. Whereas if a breaking ball's coming, they know they have a little bit more time to steal second base. So as we get down, we need to block the third base coach with our glove, and if we can, slightly tilt our right leg inward just a little bit to try to block the runner. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit now about receiving a throw from the outfield and trying to block home plate. In my opinion, this is one of the toughest plays in baseball because as you're going out to receive a throw, if you receive it from the center field gap or right field, you're often catching the ball blind to the runner, not knowing whether he's going to slide or if he's going to run you over. But the first thing we need to do is as the ball's hit, instead of jumping right out there waiting for the ball, it's best just to wait back and see what develops. See if the outfielder bobbles the ball, where it takes him, if the runner's going to slip, if he's going to slip on the base, pull a hamstring around third, or do anything like that. So we need to survey the scene first. Now, as the runner's coming and the outfielder has gotten the ball and he's thrown it, we need to come out and get ready for the throw. The most important thing is the positioning of the lead leg. You need to find the fair foul chalk line and position your leg, your foot, and your knee directly in line with that. You don't want to be a little too open or a little too closed. And the reason for this is if the runner slides in and slides on your knee, it's easy to buckle your knee in this way, and it's also easy to buckle it out that way. Now, as we come out, you want to get about 6 to 12 inches in front of home plate to give yourself a little margin for error. As you position your leg, you want to get down in a ready position on the balls of your feet. It's always best to stay as low as you can. In case you have a wet grass, the ball's going to skip, or if it's slow, the ball might pop up. But it's easier to go from low to high than it is to start high and come back down.
So you like that tip from Coach Newman? You know, the cool thing about watching Buzzball is you get that kind of information each and every week, and it's free. All right, time for us to take a break, but we're basically headed home here on the show. When we come back, one-on-one with Steve Klauke, and this week he goes one-on-one with one of the Buzz pitchers. This guy came all the way from Iowa and hopes to help out the Buzz down the home stretch. Also, as we go to break, take a look at the calendar, including Monday night. It's family night.
For an unprecedented 3 years in a row, Dodge Ram has received J.D. Power & Associates Appeal Award as the most appealing full-size pickup. And because Ram owners rate it this high, we're celebrating with a rate this low. Now lease a Dodge Ram with a Magnum V8 automatic and air for just $259 a month. Or buy a Ram for as little as $15,125. See your Utah Dodge dealer.
Welcome back. Now let us return to Taco Time's Wild Safari. Crouched safely in a blind near the rear of a Taco Time, Jim and I continue to observe the mighty two-legged carnivore. Famished, he wastes no time singling out his prey. A whopping Taco Time shredded beef super soft taco, loaded with fresh vegetables, cool sour cream, and seasoned shredded beef. With a blinding bolt of speed, the hunt ends. Yet the real struggle has just begun. Our hungry predator must now fight off relentless scavengers attempting to snatch away pieces of his hard-fought trophy.
16 years ago, they said it couldn't be done. A bobsled team from Jamaica? You got to be kidding. They said no way could we take on the competition. They said the same thing about Telemerica long distance. You guys can't compete with the big three. Well, they were wrong about both of us.
Enjoy the advantages of working with a winning team. Call Telemerica Long Distance today and experience the personal commitment our customers have come to expect for over 16 years.
And we're both still giving the big guys a run for their money.
Regular lenses show reflections, and that doesn't look good.
A lot of reflections.
I see reflections everywhere. Now at Lens Crafters, I have new lenses called Invisibles. They reduce reflections up to 90%.
Wow, it's so clear.
So people see more of your eyes. You look better, even see better, especially when driving at night. Only Lens Crafters can make Invisibles in almost any pair in about an hour.
New Invisibles, only at Lens Crafters.
Lens Crafters is now open in South Town Center.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. If I'm looking a little bit taller, that's because I'm here on the mound. It's a great view down to home plate, but a tough one as well. The weight of the game is often on your shoulders. This week, the spotlight shines bright on a young man who is headed to the mound for the Buzz. He's 22 years old. He's from Iowa. Steve Klauke gets up close and personal, one-on-one.
With us now is Ben Sampson. Back on April the 9th, you made your AAA debut in PCL. I'm sure you've heard all the stories about it from a pitcher's standpoint. First batter you face, foul off 4 3-2 pitches, and then takes you deep. You have to wonder about this league at that point.
Yeah, coming into the league, you know, I'd heard a lot of rumors that the ball carries here and everything, and then that first batter battled me at full count for 4 or 5 foul balls, and then ends up hitting one over the fence, and kind of had to reevaluate and say, you know, just get back to my game plan and try not to do too much too early.
Has to be special, though, as you move up each level to pitch in that first game. I know your parents had a chance to come over from Iowa for that, and then after that point, you were able to settle down and had a great outing.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to get that first one out of the way. You have the jitters going, and, you know, everybody's kind of watching to see how you do, and then my parents came over, which was nice. And but, yeah, it's good to get that first one out of the way, and now let the season get rolling a little bit.
You got some good pub from that game as well, because you went up against a pitcher who's also from the state of Iowa, and they made a big deal about it in Des Moines.
Yeah, I guess my parents called the other night and said there was an article in the paper about it. So, yeah, it's nice to have two Iowa boys match up against each other because there's not too many of us out here playing.
What about the progression so far of your career? Are you happy with the way you've taken each step year by year, or would you have liked to have been to the next level a little bit sooner?
I'm happy with the way things have gone so far. You know, I'm still just 22, and you know, if I can move up a level each year, that's nice. And then I went back and repeated AA, but you know, that helped me a lot last year with my confidence, and it made me a smarter pitcher and a better pitcher. So, can't complain about that.
And as far as your whole repertoire is concerned, maybe the fans who didn't get a chance to see that game, how would you describe your pitching style?
I'm not somebody who's going to go out and try to blow it by anybody. Contact pitcher, I try to make him put it in play on 2 or 3 pitches. Fastball, changeup, you know, work to both sides of the plate, and every now and then throw a breaking ball over. So pretty basic stuff, just try to get him out.
Which isn't as easy as it might look in this particular league, because you have a lot of guys that you're going to see who have been to the big leagues before, and pitches you might have gotten away with before you won't get away with in this league.
Yeah, exactly. And also, some of these guys won't chase those pitches that, you know, maybe the curveball in the dirt 0-2, they're not going to chase that. They're a little smarter than that. So, you know, it's going to do nothing but help me out and become a better pitcher.
Well, our thanks to Steve Clockey for going one-on-one, and of course you can join him each and every week as he goes up close and personal with another Buzzball player. I have wound up at the best seat in the house, right behind home plate, behind the webbing, making sure you're all safe from those foul balls. This is where you can lean over the wall and say, hey, hey, swing. Does anybody say that anymore? Remember when you were kids and hey, remember that? Kind of fun. But that's part of the fun of coming to the ballpark. It just brings you back to your childhood. All right, we thank you for joining us here on Buzzball for this week. Make sure and join us each and every week, immediately following News 4 Utah on Saturday nights. For Jim Gorman and the rest of the staff here at Buzzball and News 4 Utah, I'm Dan Debenham. We'll see you next time.
Buzzball has been brought to you by Taco Time. More taste for your peso. By your Utah Dodge dealer, setting the standard in product quality and customer service. Chili's, the best grilled burgers, fajitas, and ribs in town. By your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers. And by Hage's Mattress Factory. Buy direct from the factory and save.
Utah's changing weather. News 4 Utah. Utah's only weather porch with 3D weather.
Some of these showers pushing into northwest Utah.
Meteorologist Dan Pope leads the weather team.
And this will split. That part will go up. This part will...
Experience that counts when it matters most. Answering the questions that affect you.
It'll be much warmer than that.
News 4 Utah. Making sense of a changing Utah.
We finally got call waiting from US West because now call waiting comes with long distance alert. So when I'm on the phone, it not only lets me know when a call comes in, but a special beep lets me know when it's a long distance call. So I can decide if I want to politely interrupt the call that I'm on. It even works with a special ring when I'm not on the phone. Oh, excuse me, I need to get this.
Call 1-800-4ANSWERS for free activation. And if you've already got call waiting, we'll add long distance alert free. US West, life's better here.
Is this your ZX2?
Sure is. Hi.
These are fast.
Dave.
A moonroof.
I'm Dave, and you are...
A CD player.
Hello.
Cool wheels.
ZX2. Now get $1,000 cash back.
Remote keyless entry.
Wanna see my puppy?
Ford ZX2. Grab life by the wheel.
News 4 Utah. Making sense of a changing Utah.